Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. I just picked this up yesterday from beautiful Myakka City, Florida, from one of my customers. It's the YTH24K48. It's got the Kohler 24 horsepower engine. It's 48-inch cutting deck. So it roughly has 542 hours on it. It's a 2013 model year, hydrostatic transmission. He said it was starting to run rough. Went ahead and bought a newer unit. He thought this was on its last legs, but we went to start it, to load it on the trailer, and it seemed fine to me. So we're going to look it over, maybe change plugs, check the fuel for contamination. He said it ran rough twice and thought it was time to upgrade to a zero turn. So not a bad looking unit overall. Everything is as it should be as far as parts missing. Battery I charged with a trickle charger for a couple hours. It's got production date 6/21 on the battery, so we should have some life left in that battery. It looks like a battery from let me see, Tractor Supplies. Their Traveler brand is Tractor Supply. So Kohler V twin. You can see a little bit of oil leaking from this gasket. The other side's much worse. It has a big oil leak. So we'll look at that. I had another Kohler recently. Same thing, the valve cover leaks. All the dust from the cut comes up here and attaches itself. So these valve covers, there's no gasket. They just use a sealant, attach them with T30 Torx screws in 4 locations. I don't know if you can see it, but the exhaust pipe comes down right here. It's right below the valve cover. It ends up drying out the silicone or the sealant in the cover here, and it starts dripping down. So we're going to check out that issue. Went to check the oil when I got it here and realized the bottom of the dipstick is broken off and there's no oil showing. There's your full mark, and then the rest of the tip of the dipstick broke off. So I had a piece of straight copper wire hanging around, so I used this as my dipstick. I wanted to see if there was even any oil in the crankcase, so I stuck this down until it bottomed out. And then kind of matched up the dipstick. Where my thumb is the top of the oil filler tube. I marked it, so I do the same thing here. Mark it at the top, bring it down, and this is how much of the dipstick broke off. So we're, I think, right about there maybe on the oil level. So there is oil in this thing. right there. So just below where the stick broke off, I see where the oil's dripping up. So it's got oil in it. Needs to be changed. So I may order a new dipstick for this thing, make it complete, get another oil filter when I'm doing the oil change. It has a screw-on filter on the other side. What else have I done? The key was rusted in the ignition. I put some lubricant in the key slot to break the key out. Purchased from Lowe's. So let's try starting this. I'll bring you off of the tripod. I'll show you the hour meter and try starting this on the trailer. The seat is messed up. Seat needs to be changed out. So, parking brake is on. Choke is up. Choke it. I got the idle speed just above the little turtle man. Second key position, if you want to back up with the blades running, it has to go here. Child-proof. On. $5.42. So this is the second time I've gotten equipment in with small engine repairs. They were in Bradenton, Florida. The gentleman I got the Husqvarna said they went out of business. So his number, my customer's number, 102205, they would enter that in the computer and have all the service records for this Husqvarna. That was basically the gentleman's serial number. Any equipment he had would be under that customer number. Headlights don't work. He said both bulbs burnt out. So I'll mess with that. Seemed to start with no hiccup. So, like I said, I'm going to go through this thing. Maybe look at the plugs, take care of the oil leak. I looked at the air filter. It could use some attention. The inside pleats aren't dirty. Maybe I can get away with compressed air and clean out the outside of the filter. Just do some general maintenance to this thing. So I think we'll be in good shape. I got to figure out what it's worth. I actually gave him $200 cash for it because it started and drove on the trailer. He actually loaded it for me. So I don't think I can go wrong with this Husqvarna. It just needs some work. Pressure wash it, take care of the oil leak. He said he had the front end worked on. The last thing they did before they went out of business is put new front wheel bushings. I guess he said that was a common issue with these sloppy front ends, so that's been taken care of. The owner of the machine said he hardly had any issues with this thing. It would do the job. He just wanted a bigger machine. He's got 5 acres. This 24 horsepower 48-inch deck was being pushed to its limits with a 5-acre track. He just needed something bigger with a wider cutting deck. So now was the time to upgrade. The end of the season, they gave him a good deal on the 0 turn because it was we're out of cutting season right now. They're getting rid of inventory for next year, 2023 machines. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for coming out to Tommy Time. Appreciate you checking out the Husky with me. I think we'll do all right with this thing. As always, please like and subscribe. Tip your waitress and waitstaff. Come back and see me.